welcome to Her Wild Side Hockey Podcast. I'm your hostess, Mikki, and it has been a crazy weekend. Between draft coverage Friday and Saturday, and then I went to a movie because my family was like, please spend time with us. And then today we had a Taylor Swift-themed birthday party to go to, which I'm covered in glitter. I don't know if it's picking up on camera. But I'm here. Here I am. Tomorrow free agency starts, and then it's going to be all crazy again. But I just wanted to do a really quick kind of wrap up of the draft. So first of all, I wanted to say having the draft at the Sphere was really cool. I mean, I wasn't there. Even on TV, it just looked really cool. At the same time, I would never go there in person. I will never go to the Sphere. I hate even, when I've sat 200 level at the Excel Center, even that, walking down the stairs, like, freaks me out. So having to walk down the Sphere, no thank you. And I love the trade horn. It was hilarious. And it was also like, it's like, what is it, Pavlov with the bell response. It's like the trade horn goes off and everyone's like, oh, like, get all excited. And apparently it scared Bill Guerin the first time it went off, which is hilarious. So we're going to just dive in. The Wild only had one pick in the first round on Friday. So they actually traded up one spot to number 12 from 13 to 12 to pick up Zeev Buium, who is the steal of the draft. Absolutely the steal of the draft. I don't know why he didn't go higher. I think he's a little bit undersized when, that's okay. But I think maybe that's why people were passing him by. Honestly, he's probably the best defenseman that was in the draft. And they're looking at, he's really good at controlling the game, quarterbacking power plays. And honestly, with him and Faber as a pairing, that is going to be such an amazing pair for like the next decade. So I love the pick. I don't know how he fell that far, but you know what? He's the Wilds now. So, and actually all of the Wild picks were slated to go higher, or previously, preseason, they were ranked higher, and there are a couple of them that dealt with injuries and were out for spans of time, and that probably affected them, both the rankings and then just, trying to get back in the swing of things. But so Saturday, at number 45, they got Ryder Ritchie, who is a right wing, and he was apparently the top pick in the WHL draft a few years ago. But he missed a lot of time last year. He had a significant injury, and he was out for a long span of time. But he's a goal scorer. He's got an amazing offensive upside. So I'm excited for that. And then 122, Aron Kiviharju. I thought I would be able to get through that okay, Kiviharju. He is another left-handed defenseman. And I don't know if you guys have seen the video. They had the little video on the Minnesota Wild page of Bill Guerin on draft day. And when they pick him, he goes up to Bill Guerin, shakes his hand, and says, "You just made the biggest steal of the draft. I promise you that." And he was another one who was ranked a lot higher and for whatever reason fell. But the Wild have this, Judd Brackett has this sense of how to pick these amazing picks throughout the whole, 7 rounds of the draft. And obviously not everyone is going to turn out. Not everyone is going to turn out the way that we're hoping they will. And sorry, I was looking at the battery on my computer. I thought it was saying that it was going to die. And I was like, oh God, you gotta be kidding me. But back to it. Number 140, they took Sebastian Sveni, another Finn, right-handed defenseman this time. And apparently he's got really good size already. So if any of you were like feeling a little angry about the undersized defenseman, Sebastian, he's got you. He's a good size. But can I also say, all these guys are like 18, 19 years old. They still have time to fill out. and to get bigger and taller. So like, that's why to me, especially, it's not a big deal. At number 142, they took Chase Wutzke, who is a goalie. And he is also from the Métis tribe, which is where Connor Dewar and Kalen Addison are both a part of it, a part of the tribe. They have Métis lineage. And this goalie, so the goalie pick is interesting because immediately everyone was like, "Oh, Gus is out." Guys, again, this kid is young. I don't even think he'll go to Iowa next year. I mean, maybe because they do need goalies. But he might need a few more years. He just started the WHL last year and said that he really took some time to adjust to the speed of the WHL. He was not used to it, but by January, he was named goaltender of the month for the WHL because his record was 12-0, 1-1, 1.88 goals against average, and a .934 save percentage. So, he might take some time to adjust to, when he keeps moving up the leagues, hopefully, but it looks like he is able to just settle in. And then we have one more at 174, which is Stevie Leskover, left-handed defenseman. And can I just say, Stevie, I love that he uses Stevie. I love that. So one more thing I'm going to say before we come back, before I get my commercial done and I come back, is that they also on Saturday traded Vinni Lettieri to the Boston Bruins. And in return, they got Jacob Lauko back. And they also traded a pick. But to me, it's kind of like, whatever. They traded picks, so they both used them. But so that was interesting. Lettieri has previously played in Boston. And, it was really fun to have him on the team. Minnesota boy and with hockey lineage. And, but Jacob Lauko, I like him. He likes to eat grapes. He loves Lord of the Rings. I mean, I don't think we can go wrong with that. And I know that he's kind of a character. So, okay. I know this is kind of this podcast is a little bit frantic, like frantic energy right now, just because it has been quite a weekend and I cannot even tell you how busy I'm going to be tomorrow. So I'm going to kick it to ESPN Plus commercial really quick, and then we will just talk a little bit about free agency starting tomorrow.
Thank you for watching the show. If you enjoy our podcast and want to support the show, consider signing up for ESPN Plus via our link at insidetherink.com/ESPN or scan the QR code on your screen now. I have ESPN Plus, and I personally love all the college sports, UFC, MLB, and NHL games all across ESPN platforms. Over 1,000 out-of-market NHL games are on ESPN Plus every year. Make sure you hit the QR code or go to insidetherink.com/ESPN to make sure you don't miss out on any of this year's NHL action. And if that wasn't enough for you, ESPN Plus is currently offering a bundle of ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, and Hulu for $14.99 a month. You get sports, the kids get Disney, and Hulu is the added bonus. It's the perfect bundle. I personally have it, and I don't know what you would do without it.
Welcome back. So free agency starts tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time. And all the teams had to extend qualifying offers to any player that was on an expiring contract. So for the Minnesota Wild, I have it all written down. They extended qualifying offers to Declan Chisholm, which, I mean, they're going to sign him ASAP. Sammy Walker, which everybody loved hearing that because, Minnesota boy. Adam Raska, which I was really pleased with because when they pulled him up towards the end of the season, I liked him. He was just like a hard-nosed physical guy, and he just seems like fun. And then also to Graham Clark, who is the prospect that they got back in exchange for Adam Beckman. But there's also a list of players that they did not get a qualifying offer to, which are Mason Shaw, and I'm not happy about it. I understand But okay, we'll talk about that another later. Hunter Jones, who he was goalie down in the farm system. Simon Johansson and Sam Hentage, I think. Okay, so what needs to happen is any player who has a qualifying offer, they need to sign a contract by 11 a.m. tomorrow, or they become a restricted free agent. Now, all of the players that were not extended a qualifying offer, they become unrestricted free agents. So again, with Mason Shaw, I am really hoping he finds somewhere to go. And also, Caitlin Addison was not extended a qualifying offer from the Sharks. So those two, I will be really curious to see where they end up. I really hope they're both able to find a contract. They both have their problems, but they're just such good guys. What was the other thing? There was one more thing I was going to touch on. Everything has gone out of my head. Probably because I just kind of want to put on my pajamas and lay down. Yeah. So tomorrow's going to be frantic. And maybe not frantic, frenzied. It's a feeding frenzy. I'm going to be pushing out content like crazy, I'm assuming. And probably make another podcast tomorrow night. We'll see how it goes. So I'm interested to see where Shaw and Addison maybe end up. I'm curious to see who they bring in. I've been hearing Wild writers, Wild podcasters talking about different scoring wingers that might be worth a look tomorrow in free agency. David Perron was one. Let's see. Anthony Duclair. Oh boy. Hold on. I'm going to pause this because I got to look something. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I thought I said something stupid that was like super, super stupid wrong. No, I'm right. I'm good. But there have been a lot of trades. I think that's what made Saturday of the draft so much fun, was because that trade horn was going off, and it wasn't just for picks, because a lot of times I feel like a lot of the trades on draft day are for picks, but this time it was a lot of different players and like important players. Hockey Club Utah did not come to mess around. They were trading like crazy. They were pulling in big name trades. I love it. People were saying that in, how many years that the team was in Arizona and they just like did nothing to really grow. And they moved to Utah now, and he is already like, he's getting it. And then Las Vegas actually traded Logan Thompson, their goalie, during the draft. And literally, while he was there, signing autographs at the Sphere. Apparently, from what I hear, he was told earlier that morning that he would be traded later on, but they had to kind of finish all the details. So he did know before he came to sign the autographs that day. But I can't imagine how deflating that must be. And this is kind of version 2.0 of Vegas being shit for their goalies. Like, they just treat their goalies like crap. Okay, I'm going to wind up because, again, I just want to go lay down. But you'll probably see a lot of me in the next couple of days. So until then, happy last day of Pride Month. I wasn't able to go to Pride today, but I know a lot of you were. And again, I was excited to see the murals on the Wild Pride float. And while there might not be other players that come, which I wish they would, they have a really strong showing from people within the Wild organization. So you know what? I do like that a lot. But anyway, so happy free agency tomorrow, and I will talk to you later.